Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more Mass Effect. Well, we see that we've got some enemies on the other side of this little ridgeline, but first we have a few little things to do. First of all, we have some squad points to go ahead and use. So first things first, I think what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and max out throw for Caden, and we still have one more point. Lift. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we go ahead and we boost that for a little bit. Could be useful. Either that or stasis. And we've already got the electronics and decryption. I think we'll go ahead and maybe boost up our first aid skill. That's probably not too bad. And then for Rex, our big behemoth of a Krogan, let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and... I think we make him more of a shotgun user, so let's get that up and running. Let's also go ahead and give him advanced immunity, decreases his health damage, his health durability, and then let's also go ahead and we have 9 more points. Let's go ahead and unlock advanced throw. Throw some bigger things, sounds fun. In fact, you know what, maybe we just go ahead and max that out. It's either that or we could go for some barrier. But I think we just go ahead and boost this right here, right now. Yeah, Master Shields, Master Immunity, Master Carnage. There's so many good things. But I think we'll go ahead and give him a... yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll boost the throw. That should be fairly helpful. We'll also go ahead and we did take both of our biotics. So we do... oh, wait a second. We want to make sure that their biotic amp is right. So let's have a bit of a look. At the moment he's got 25 and 30 for duration and cooldown. That's not bad. There is some other alternatives, nothing too phenomenal though. I guess that's just what we've got. As for Rex, do we have anything else that's better? 25 and 28. Yeah, I think that's as good as we could possibly ask for, so we're just going to leave those be. And then for Rex, let's also go ahead and... I think it's been some time since we've brought him out. Let's go ahead and give him a new... actually, hang on a second. 260. Okay. We'll go ahead and give him a new weapon there. That should be fine. We'll also go ahead and throw an upgrade on there. Combat Scanner 6. I think that makes sense. And then what have you got here? Armor piercing rounds. Let's go with some incendiary. Yeah, extra damage and accuracy decrease for our enemies. And for the shotgun, let's go ahead and give him the the Katana 6. That's not too bad. That is a sizable increase in damage, capacity, and accuracy. And what has he got on here? We've got incendiary rounds. That's nice. And then what is this? High caliber barrel. Less heat, more damage. Sorry, less heat absorption, slower rate of fire, but bigger damage. Either that or maybe we go rail extension, damage and heat. That's less damage, but a slower rate of fire as well. You know what? The rail extension is actually a better choice, I think. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll put that there. And then what else have we got? 160 for a pistol. Some more upgrade spaces as well. Sniper rifle, let's go ahead and 190 should be fine. Armor wise, what have we got? 221? Oh wow, yeah, that is a much better medium armor for a Krogan. That is very, very good. And then let's just double check. Ooh, do we want to boost up our damage protection for a little bit less biotic and tech? I think overall it's still better. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and boost that on up. Let's just double check that that is everything. Alright, and we'll tag all of those Krogan armors for destruction since we... oh, well, for sale, I should say, since we're not going to destroy it. And what do we have here? Shield modulator for an extra 110. I think we go... let's go with the exoskeleton. Better smash damage, better physics threshold as well. That's going to be one heck of a tanky Krogan. Alright, and then we still have some weapon upgrades. Let's go ahead and we'll throw some things on for the pistol. Let's go with more incendiary, and then let's go with a better heat sink and better accuracy. Yeah, we'll go with better accuracy there. That'll be fine. And I think that's about everything. As for you, let's go with let's go with cryo rounds. That should be fine. And then let's also go with a high caliber barrel. Yeah, more damage, less rate of fire. Not a huge thing for that. Okay, well, that should be everything that we need. So we should be fairly happy. Actually, it looks like we got a better shotgun. So we may as well go ahead and make sure that we've got that. Anything else worth noting? Oh, we did have a much nicer pistol. Yeah, more damage, better capacity. Sure, we'll take an improved version of what we've already got. And then I think 156. I suppose we can do that for our sniper rifle. Yeah, it's not the be-all and end-all. And I think that should be fairly good. I don't think we have anything else that we really want. No. I think we should be all good. So we'll go ahead and leave that be for now. And let's go ahead and check out the map. So where we are, we have some enemies off to the anomaly, I believe. Yeah, so we'll mark that and... oh no, that's in a completely different direction. Well then that is quite the query. Alright, well, let's go ahead and see what these enemies are. Whether they're Geth, whether they're mercenaries, who really knows? But there's only one way to find out, and well, they look like a good amount of XP for us. Okay, they look like husks. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure that that's what they are. What have we got here? Thorian Creeper? Well, that is more than just a little bit off. You guys... We'd already dealt with the Thorian in Ferros, so... I am mildly concerned as to how this got here. I'm guessing maybe Saren's been doing some experimentation? Actually, it looks like our accuracy is not quite right. There we go. Oh, we could have zoomed in further. Oh, of course we could. Ah, well. We'll go ahead and get rid of you. And we'll see. Can we check out anything? No, but this looks like some kind of downed debris of some sort. I don't know, maybe this is another research facility of some kind? Let's not run those over just in case they're explosive. Oh no, I guess they're not. What have we got here? Hardened decryption. Okay, this is not common for us to see. Oop. There we go, that'll work. Pistols, assault rifles, sniper rifle. Easy decryption, well that is quite the difference. Oops. Come on now, let's go ahead and get that done. More armor as well, and then a little bit more. Oops. Fine. I thought we might have been able to sneak through right at the beginning, but it is what it is. Alright, so we've got ourselves a few more items. That's definitely not a bad thing. Looks like some kind of downed shuttle. Not sure exactly what's going on there, but we do see another mineral deposit, so we may as well go ahead and scan that since we are here. We know how the Alliance loves to get more access to those goods. And can we clear it? Oh, we can. Fantastic. Okay. Let's go this way. Pick up all of the extras. Come on now. Really? Slightest of boosts is all that we needed. Although, please don't be too far down the mountainside. I really don't want to climb unnecessarily. And okay, it's just down here. Okay. Well, at least we found it. That's the main thing. Alright, and it is a whole chunk of gold, so I suppose that's still going to have quite a bit of value. Oh, wait a second, we didn't get that quite right, but that'll do. Heavy metals are surveyed, money is in our pocket. And now let's go ahead and investigate. We're all the way over here. Science facility, debris, and destination. Let's go ahead and check in on the... We'll go to the destination first, because that was a distress beacon. Oh dear. This does not look as easy to get back out of. That is... concerning. Okay, if we head south, might be able to make our way up over there. Although, maybe we just need to head... what is that? Southwest. Yeah, I think we'll go southwest and we'll see if we can make our way up over there. Not exactly as direct a route as I would prefer. But if it gets us to where we need to go, that's all that matters at the end of the day. And then let's go ahead and see if we can slide our way up over here. Ah. Almost. Alright, hang on a second. We'll do another turn around and we'll use our boosters. Let's go. Yeah, okay, that is working out. And then let's come on, rock roll. Can we make it? Okay, not quite. Alright, hang on a second. Let's go ahead and get a run up once more. There we have it. Alright, and now I guess we turn up here. The trick, as difficult as it is not falling back down again. Okay, so we now need to do a bit of a U-turn. Yeah, so I think the higher the color, the whiter the color, the higher we are. So that's down in some lowlands. We should be able to make our way back there. So let's just go ahead and focus on that for now. Oh, don't fall down. Oh, you pain in my butt. Why would you do that? Come on. Alright, fine. I guess we're going to be doing a little bit of traversing our way around what we've already navigated. That is annoying. Alright, come on. Get a run up. Alright, not too far though. We don't want to fall too far. Back up. Okay, so far so good. And then... there we go. Oh, no, 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 no. There we have it. Much better. That's what we were wanting. Alright, so let's go ahead and I guess we can scoot our way down over here. Let's just double check again on our map that we're heading in the right direction. We need to go around more or less. Yeah, we should be fine.
Securing point.
Let's go ahead and go maybe cut across here. And then I guess we'll see where this takes us. Alright, so you know what? I reckon we can probably make our way around. We shouldn't need to go over the very top. Yeah, I think that'll work out fine. Alright, that'll do. Let's just go ahead and boost our way along. Alright, a little bit of a detour, but I think it was worth it. Alright, let's go ahead and zoom our way across. Yeah, nothing too troubling. Let's see, gotta head over there. And at that point we just need to head due west more or less. So that shouldn't be too much of a hassle. Alright. Well, you know what? You gotta wonder what kind of Whoop. You gotta wonder what kind of inertial dampenings and things that this vehicle has, because good grief, that is uh-oh. Well, that doesn't quite work. Have we really just beached a Mako? Oh no, apparently if we hold down the spacebar, it does rewrite itself. Okay, so I'm guessing, oh that's right, yeah, the EXO core or something along those lines. It's like those, what do we call them? Reaction control wheels. That's what we're thinking. Yeah, big things that are spinning, and as you basically brake, it basically shifts the shift that rotational energy, and you can use it to pitch, yaw, and roll vehicles and stuff in space, and I guess technically on land too, if you've got enough power within. But with Element EXO, it makes our life so much easier in the Mass Effect universe. Because, good grief, I would hate to know how much energy that would have taken in real life. Alright, so where are we going? We should be close. Oh, and it looks like we found the beacon. Alright, can we jump out? Oh, it's ancient debris. Huh. Okay, well, I guess that'll have to do. Turin insignia. The escape pod is half buried in the material that washed down from the mountains. Though it has obviously been here for centuries, the computer still has power. Linking it into your hard suit, you recover a batch of files containing data on the Thracia colony. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe that's handy. That might give us a better idea of what we're dealing with. But again, not entirely sure until we get there. Let's go ahead and I suppose climbing the mountain on this side looks relatively doable. So we'll go ahead and try that out. You know what? I'm even tempted to give that a bit of a running start. So let's get our boost up and running, and well, just the right amount. Fantastic. Alright, and then what do we need? We need to make our way across. Okay, so what have we got here? We have big mountain. It's close, but I'm guessing it's on the other side, because it's never closer to us. That would make our life a little bit too easy now. Alright, let's just see what we can do. And can we... Okay, it's in that direction. Alright then, let's go ahead and we'll go over here. It looks relatively green, so that should mean we have a good amount of traction, just in case we find ourselves in trouble. Oh, and there is another... what is this? Another probe of some kind? And what is this animal? Hang on a second. Can we jump out and have a bit of a look? What are you things? It's kind of like a deer with some kind of, I don't know, antelope-y dingo-faced... Oh no, that's more of an anteater, not a dingo. And, I don't know, tiny little T-Rex arms. I don't know, but it is certainly a little bit odd. Alright, either way,
heading out.
They're not hostile. Can't learn anything about them. I guess it's just time to move on. Alright, so let's see. Let's just wait for all of these to align. Oh. And there we have it. Fusion explosive and ablative coating for our armor. Not too shabby. And now, where do we have? We have the science facility. Okay. Well, I guess we've got to go ahead and climb another mountain once more, because why wouldn't we have to do such things? My guess is that we're going to be dealing with some more Thorian creepers, because we've already seen some of them around the map. At least we have some idea of what we're dealing with, and we know the dangers of what's going on. Yeah, alright. Well, we'll go ahead and make our way up over here. And I think Yeah, that should be good. Also too, sometimes I wonder about these people putting in these colonies, even though I know space shuttles and things like that are able to fly around and make life a little bit easier for supplies. At the end of the day, you know, good old wheeled vehicles are still in existence and common use, so you would think that maybe they would pick a mildly better position that isn't going to absolutely make it impossible for resupply.
I'm on my
But
way.
alright, well, we've done what we can do. Let's go ahead and head inside the building and see what exists. Now, I don't think the thorian creepers can be affected by the gas. It probably would incapacitate them, but I don't think that they're any better than... well, yeah, I don't think it's like trying to save some of the colonists who are under the control. Alright, well, apparently someone was trying to sell something, and I guess they're no longer here, so we'll go ahead and collect those for free. Ah, yeah, this is definitely thorian-like. Well, you know what? The good news is we have incendiary rounds, and let's be fair, all living things don't like being set on fire, especially the plant-based varieties. Oh. Ooh, alright, you know, let's go ahead and try out the lift here. I think we had throw. Where is the lift? There we go. What have we got? Oh yeah, that's handy. Fly like a bird and fall like a rock. That's kind of cool.
Negative contacts, Commander.
That is, that could be very useful for dealing with some of problems. You know, you pick them up, take them out of cover. Easy, easy to shoot at. Yeah. It's like, what do you call it? Clay target shooting. Except, well, I don't think they're as willing as the clay pigeons that you throw. Oh well. At least we'll find a use for them. Target practice at the minimum. Alright, what have we got? Any more signs of trouble? Nothing else is on the map. Alright, more storage. Let's go ahead and deal with this. Ooh, looks like someone didn't make it. Manual bypass. Let's go. And then let's go ahead and there we go. Couple of pods. I'm guessing maybe they took something from the thorian and they transported it here. Yeah, maybe they had creepers or something and they've tried to I don't know, plant them in a different environment. I have no idea how that thing worked. But clearly they were doing something with some kind of attempt.
Rescuers? Oh, thank God. See? I told you somebody would come to investigate that signal. My name is Dr. Ross, Chief ExoGeni researcher at this facility. We've been trapped in this room for days. We're almost out of food and water. You got here just in time.
I need to know what's going on. Why is this place crawling with thorian creepers?
How do you know about the thorian?
I know what ExoGeni was up to. I saw what they let the thorian do to those colonists, so I destroyed it.
Our secret's out then. No point in my lying. You already know the worst. The creepers here were created using altered samples from the specimens on Ferros. We discovered a way to turn them into docile, obedient servants. Everything was going fine until a few days ago. Then all the creepers suddenly went berserk. Only a handful of us made it back into the safety of this room.
Why didn't you send a clear message asking for help? All we had was that signal from the emergency beacon.
This is a closed communications base. ExoGeni was worried about someone on the project selling secrets to a rival firm or reporting our work to the authorities. We have no direct communication with the outside, only the emergency beacon. It sends a general distress signal to the ExoGeni site on Ferros. They're supposed to send a team to respond inside of 24 hours, but it sounds like they had problems of their own.
Any chance some of the other people at the base might still be alive?
I doubt it. Too many creepers out there. They never stood a chance. We're the only ones left.
Any idea why they turned on you?
Maybe there was still some kind of link between the Creepers and the Thorian back on Ferros. The Thorian was unlike any other life form we've ever studied. I can't explain how, but maybe when it died, it somehow set off the Creepers here.
I've heard all I need to.
Look, I know what we did here was wrong. I'll admit that. But it's over now. There's no sense reporting this to the authorities, right?
You were in charge of this project. The safety of the staff was your responsibility. They trusted you, and you betrayed that trust.
Be reasonable. I didn't mean for this to happen. Besides, how does it help anyone if I end up in jail? Normally ExoGeni would have my back, but it sounds like they're going to have their hands full cleaning up the mess on Ferros. But I've got money. A nice little emergency fund I set up. It's yours if you let us go.
The victims here deserve justice. I have to take you in.
That's not going to happen. Open fire. Open fire!
Okay, well, I guess they don't want to live with the consequences of what they knew was wrong. So let's go ahead and use your lift. That should pick up a couple of them. That mercenary over there, let's go ahead and throw. And then I guess we'll just deal with the rest. There you are. Back there. Is there anyone else? Oh, there's still a merc, but that's not going to be an issue. Let's go ahead and go for some carnage and sabotage. Okay, ExoGeni's second-rate mercs proved no match for a trained Alliance Marine. With the last of the science crew dead, there's no reason to linger here. Well, a little unfortunate that it had to go to those lengths, but it is what it is. Omni tool, that could be handy. Some more amps, that is also rather handy. Let's see, malfunctioning objects for high explosive and kinetic buffer. Was that everything? I feel like there's... Oh no, there's one more aid station. Okay, and that seems to be about it. Alright then. Well then, with that being the case, let's go ahead and check in on those biotic amps. Anything... Oh, there is one better Romney tool. Alright, well I suppose we'll take the tech cooldown bonus. And then on the biotic amps, let's see. Not exactly amazing. Might mark that one for destruction. Polaris. Oh, that's not a bad improvement. Yeah, some extra power. Slightly worse cooldown, but better duration bonuses. That might be... You know what? Maybe we give that to... Maybe we give that to Rex, because he's got things like the lift... Oh no, that's... No, Caden has the lift. Okay. We will definitely go ahead and hand that over. That'll be fine. I don't think there's anything else. We'll go ahead and maybe mark some of these other ones as less than ideal. And then for Rex, let's see. Does he want Caden's old one, or did he already have something? Oh, we actually have another Prodigy 6. Okay, so that's a straight up upgrade. Everything else is not really needed. Yeah, okay, well, we'll mark all of those for sale later on. Alright then, well, not exactly the best. I'd have preferred to have been able to take them in, but unfortunately, sometimes bad guys don't want to have to deal with the consequences. Oh, well, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and make our way back on out, and hopefully there's no more Thorian creepers in any other parts of the universe. Because again, if they're all going berserk now, that's rather crazy. Although, very curious that you could turn them into serfs. Yeah, that would be quite interesting. Especially too, I'm not sure if those Thorian creepers were really created by... what do you call it? Yeah, created by the Thorian, or whether they were more of a... you know, if people had become their thralls and over time they get converted like a husk. But either way, let's go ahead and return to the Normandy. That was at least one mission down, and yeah, looks like ExoGeni isn't exactly a wonderful business. Well, we already figured that out earlier, but They certainly are building themselves a reputation. Alright, so you know what we'll do? I think what we'll... we might check in with some of the crew. It's been a little bit since we've done that. There's a little bit of XP here and there. And we might need to go ahead and make our way back to the Citadel or something. But you know, we'll take all that XP. And yeah, let's talk to our pilot, Joker, and see if we can get to know him a bit
Hey,
more.
Commander, next time we touch down, let's try not to park the ship in a colony of mutant zombies. Just thinking out loud here.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you want, Commander.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
How'd you end up joining the Alliance?
Look, if you're looking for an inspirational tale of the crippled kid overcoming impossible odds, you're gonna be disappointed. My mother was a civilian contractor working for the Alliance. I basically grew up on the Arcturus station back when they were building up the fleets. Spend all that time around Alliance ships, there's a good chance you'll end up going to the Academy.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. Balance isn't what you'd expect. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
Sorry about that. I clearly forgot that we'd already spoken about that. But either way, we'll go ahead and thank goodness the skip dialogue button still exists. We'll go ahead and have a little bit of an examine of some bits and pieces. It's always good for the codex, and bonus XP is bonus XP at the end of the day. Do we have anything else to chat to Presley about?
Yes, Commander.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were at Elysium during the Skillian Blitz. A massive fleet of alien raiders hit the colony, trying to wipe it out. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate. It was a slaughter. We couldn't even keep track of how many ships they lost.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
I trust you, Commander. If you think they belong here, then so do I.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's everyone up on the main deck spoken to. Let's go ahead and head back down. I think I mentioned that we may want a couple of doses of Medigel before we go back out in the field. No, sorry, I thought I saw a little icon there. Let's replenish our Medigel. That is always good. And then, do we want to talk to Dr. Chokwas? You know what? Given that our crew has had a couple of injuries, maybe
Yes,
it's
Commander?
worth noting.
Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Yes, turns out we've talked to her before. I think we did that in maybe the first couple of episodes, but I was thinking that there was still more information to be gleaned. Should we have a quick chat to Caden as well? I don't think we... Yeah, the last time we had a chat with him, I believe we were still on our way to the Citadel. So let's go ahead and check on in.
Commander, do you have a minute?
I always make time for my officers.
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is trading people to aliens for some kind of lost knowledge, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. I mean, it's funny, we finally get out here, and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
Well, well. You're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Malenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or, you know, for justice. Maybe I was a romantic in the beginning, but I thought about it after brain camp. Biotic acclimation and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream. I just want to do some good. See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. Anyway, this was supposed to be a casual debrief, not a bull session about stuff that happened years ago.
I wanted to get to know you a little better, that's all. Thanks for the talk, Caden.
Well, You're welcome, ma'am. You, make a habit of getting this personal with everyone?
Of course. But I don't enjoy it with everyone. We'll talk again later.
I'll need some time to process that, Commander. But, yeah, I'd like that.
Okay, so, unfortunately, it looks like I did cut things down a little quick. I was going to ask him a few more questions about, some more of his history, but I suppose, oh, you know what? We're already here. We may as well just quickly dive on back into the conversation.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at.
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander.
Oh, okay.
We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
What about your tactical appraisal then?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I'm glad there aren't many aliens like the Thorian. I don't think my stomach could take it. One of my cousins has an agribusiness. I was thinking of calling him. Maybe he can get some shipments into Ferros. I mean, now that they're cut off from the company.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
We'll talk later, Caden.
Okay.
I'd like that.
Yeah, turns out, yeah, that is all that we're going to get from him today. We might have to go ahead and check in with the rest of the crew, but you know what? I think that's where we're going to call things, and, yeah, we'll have a bit of a chat with them. We might swing back past the Citadel. We've got a few things we need to do. So if you do want to see that, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning in to the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.